Hello everyone, this is AJ and welcome back to the channel and welcome to my review for the latest episode of Star Trek Prodigy, episode 13. Let's talk about it.
As long as we have the protostar, we can still help others.
This is so exciting!
Okay, yeah, so before I begin, I do review Star Trek on a weekly basis whenever it is on, so please consider hitting the subscribe button, come and join in the channel. Maybe hitting the notification bell as well so you can keep apprised of all of my upcoming content, and why not leave a comment? Yeah, I do reply to all comments eventually. So come over, let's talk Star Trek. So anyway, All the World is a Stage is the title for this here episode. And this is an episode that split me. It's divided me down the middle. I'll go into why. Maybe you can help me unpack whether I like it or I don't like it. You can tell me whether it worked for you or not. So this episode here starts aboard Janeway's vessel, and the Diviner. He has awoken, but he's suffering from memory loss. He can't piece together exactly what has happened. Janeway at this point receives a message that the crew have found the escape pod from the destroyed relay station a couple of episodes beforehand, but matey who was on board, there's no sign of him. He's been taken by someone else, and they go on a manhunt for the crew of the Protostar. Now the crew of the Protostar, they're doing what they do. They've decided they can't go back to Starfleet, too dangerous because of this weapon on board that they can't do nothing about, much to their dismay, and they get a signal from an M-class planet, a distress signal. So they go and search for what's happening. And they beam down with the exception of Rock. She stays behind. She's looking after Murph, the little slimy thing that's in pain, a bit under the weather, a bit ill. So they beam down and they discover a civilization that are living like Starfleet. They're in these sort of makeshift Starfleet uniforms. Some of them, they're talking like, naming themselves after people from Starfleet. There's one fella who's talking much like Captain Kirk would talk. When you see someone like Jim Carrey do a Captain Kirk impression, they're sort of talking like that. Someone talking like Spock, someone talking like Sulu. And they've made up this sort of makeshift spaceship, with nacelles and all this sort of thing that they live in and inhabit, and they're basically playing make-believe and all this. And through some sort of storytelling, a play that's put on, we come to learn that a Starfleet ensign has fallen from the stars onto the planet. He's found these people, he's warned them to stay away from the woods, there's something in there that will kill you and all this sort of thing. So these people have been doing that, but whenever they go there, they get sick, they come back ill, and illness spreads and kills some of them, but they're people and all this sort of thing. So it's up to this crew, Dahl and the rest of them, to go and find out. Only Dahl falls sick anyway, because one of the members of this society bring the illness back with them, and the others, they go looking to see what it is. They get suited up and all that in the Starfleet suits, the breathing apparatus suits, and they go and they find it's actually a crashed shuttlecraft, and it's leaking plasma, and this is reacting with the gases in the chamber and all this sort of thing in this volcano type thing, and it's that's spreading the illness and all this sort of nonsense. Anyway, I say nonsense because I said I don't know. Okay, the episode offers some fantastic visuals. It really does. But you have to suspend disbelief with this episode. I didn't like the fact that they went down and they found people acting out like James T. Kirk, acting like Spock. It makes no sense, that stuff, that side of it. And this is where this program is child-friendly Star Trek, and that's where it's primarily aimed at. But from an adult perspective, this doesn't make too much sense that they would be doing like this and acting this way. So a bit silly in that sense. Also, the conclusion of the episode where they beam some of these people aboard and they can operate a Starfleet vessel. All very, very convenient and a bit silly. The overall story itself, without the elements within, it is a fine story to tell. But the elements within is what lets it down, and the way that they've decided to craft this episode, which I suppose is fine as a Star Trek fan, but you know, it's not like the crew. It's done for the audience. It's not done for the story narrative. It's not like the crew of the Protostar, this young crew, would know anything about James T. Kirk or the way he acted, or Spock and the way he acted. So this stuff is written solely as a nod to the audience, and it kind of loses it in that sense. But yeah, some lovely visuals. At the end, we get a little tease for what's happening with Murphy. He's going through some sort of transformation. He's stuck himself onto the wall, like cocoons type of thing, so he's going to come out different. Maybe giving you another crew member that's just not this slimy thing that crawls about. Yeah, so, you know, like I said, divided me this episode. Maybe you can help me split that opinion and make me fall on one side of the fence or the other. Was it good? Wasn't it good? Yeah, it's one of those ones. So let me know in the comments down below. But while you do, hit the subscribe button, come join the channel, and I'll see you next week for the next episode of Star Trek Prodigy, episode 14. See you then. Take care all. Goodbye.
Whoever stole the Protostar must be stopped.
Get us out of here!
The real me is hunting us. Good luck with that.